hockey game, a lot of people started making the case for Chris Osgood being in the Hockey Hall of Fame. He himself claimed to have some undescribable ability of knowing how to win hockey games. Now, is that true? Or did he simply take advantage of playing on some powerhouse Detroit Red Wings teams? Hi, I'm Rob Volman, and welcome to Sabermetrics Network. We've been using wins and losses along with goals against average and save percentage for years as a way of measuring goalies. The idea is wins and losses tell you how consistently a goalie is helping their team win games. But is this statistic really working, or is it simply a reflection of how good their team is offensively? Now in baseball, they solved this problem with something called quality starts, which are awarded to starting pitchers only when they're playing well enough for the team to win, independent of their offense. In 2009, one of the very first things I did for Hockey Prospectus was blatantly steal this idea from baseball and apply it to hockey. Now, how is a quality start awarded? Well, there's two ways to get awarded a quality start. The most common way is to stop above a league average number of shots in your game. Now, last year, the median save percentage for starting goalies was 91.7%. So just stop 91.7% of your shots in a game and you'll be awarded a quality start. That's the most common way. The second less common way is that if sometimes your team doesn't allow a lot of shots, and your goalie simply needs to allow 2 goals or fewer and play as well as an AHL level replacement call-up, which is 88.5% to get a quality start. Those are the two ways to get awarded a quality start. Now, I've just thrown a couple of numbers at you, 91.7%, 88.5%. There's one more number I want to throw at you, and that's 25%. 25% is your chance of losing when your goalie puts up a quality start. We call that a wasted start. Obviously, some bad offensive teams waste more starts than others. On the flip side, 25% is your chance of winning the game if your goalie does not produce a quality start. We call that a bailout. And a good example of a goalie that gets lots of bailouts is Chris Osgood. We've only been keeping track of these statistics for 6 years, but in those 6 years, you can see Chris Osgood got bailed out quite often. He didn't often deliver quality starts. In fact, he was one of the league's worst. So he didn't know how to win. He just knew how to play for a team with a really good offense. On the flip side, let's take a look at the NHL leaderboard from last season. You can see first and third are the St. Louis Blue goalies, Brian Elliott and Jaroslav Halak. Sandwiched between them is Corey Schneider. And now you can see why we made the case, why Corey Schneider should have started for Vancouver in the first round matchup against the Los Angeles Kings instead of the much more famous and highly paid Roberto Luongo. Corey Schneider is the only goalie to show up in our top 10 list 2 years in a row. Although Pekka Rinne just missed this year, he would have finished 11th. But no one's going to make the mistake of not playing Pekka Rinne. So Corey Schneider is an excellent example of a goalie that consistently allows 1 or 2 goals a night. A better example is Jonathan Quick, who shows up next on this leaderboard. Now, one of the reasons Los Angeles Kings won the Stanley Cup is because Jonathan Quick, whose overall statistics weren't that much different from someone like Mike Smith, was a consistent goalie. Look at his game log. Every night, it's 1 goal, it's 2 goals, it's 1 goal, it's 3 goals at most. A very consistent goalie, giving the Kings a chance to win every single night. As for Henrik Lundqvist, he's covered in more detail in our last book, Hockey Prospectus 2011-12. I suggest checking that book out for more about Henrik Lundqvist and indeed more about quality starts in general. Now, the rest of the leaderboard, with the exception of Mika Kiprusoff, doesn't have a lot of names you'd expect to see, but that's the value of our type of statistical analysis. It helps to highlight value players, so-called money puck players that deserve a closer look. Now, it's possible Johannes Enroth and Scott Clemenson are just here because they got lucky or because of the small sample size, but this statistic at least gives you a goalie to actually take a deeper look at because they might be the next value players. Now, if you want all the data for yourself for the last 6 seasons, head to my website, Hockey Abstract. That's www.hockeyabstract.com. Go to Statistics, then under Statistics, look for the quality starts. It might be on the second or third page. Download the spreadsheet for yourself. Do your own calculations. Look at the data. And by all means, send me any questions, send me any concerns, any comments, any improvements that you have. Send it to volman@hockeyabstract.com. So to recap everything, quality starts, which are taken from baseball, replace wins and losses forever. You don't need those stats anymore. Quality starts are only awarded to a goalie when he's played well enough for his team to win, independent of offense. So whether they play for a powerhouse or a weak defensive team, you can compare them on equal footing because a quality start is awarded whether you stop an above league average number of shots. That's it for this week. Thanks for joining me. I'm Rob Volman of the Sabermetrics Network. Now I'm off to play my beer league game. Not sure what my goalie puts up a quality start. Feel free to contact me anytime, Volman at hockeyabstract.com.